It's 9 p.m. here in Serbia, but
This
I'm very, yeah. It's really a great sunny day. It's a pleasure being here right now.
yeah, for me too. So let's dive directly into it
hmm
in two sentences. What was your idea and how does it help the world?
Um, my idea was to help regular people create content on LinkedIn. So people that are not professional copywriters, not salespeople, like people that don't know and that are not taught how to create content and to spread their voice. And that is like the main idea. And from the day one and right now 2 years after, it's still our goal, and main goal is to help people spread their voice on LinkedIn.
Excellent. But what was the moment when you went from that, okay, I have this idea, let's really do that. Let's do something and create something and publish it and uh,
Well, my co-founder and I, we started creating content. We had a previous project that failed, like totally failed. When I say failed, I mean like nobody wanted to touch it even for free. They didn't want to use it. So like that is how I define failed in startups. But we started creating content. He's a developer, 15 years of experience. My background is economic theory, as you can probably see, and like we went to LinkedIn and we realized that we need to write posts and we need to engage, but we really were pretty clueless how the algorithm works, what we need to do. And on the other side, we had a huge anxiety around sharing our ideas because you have connections, you have your network, you have people that believe that you know what you are doing, and you feel like you don't know what you are doing when you become a creator, and we are not natively creators.
mhm.
So that's when we started, and we built like a small tool that enabled us just to preview posts, because that's lower the anxiety that we have at the moment when we post on LinkedIn. And that was the main reason why we built it. We knew that, okay, at least we will know how it will look like. And then we added other features, but that's how everything started.
I remember that times, and it was really great for that reason because LinkedIn, as you I think you said before when we were talking that it's like it is made for something like your product because they lack so many so easy features or features
Yeah.
that people would expect that they have but they don't, and I think your approach is great, and I also really like this approach to get on with a small feature that goes just for one little tweak and expand from there because I think today it's full of interesting features, and perhaps you can tell more about it.
Yes. So when we launched free beta, it was literally two features, and we knew that nobody's gonna pay for it. But we were not expecting to earn anything. We just wanted to get in touch with people that are similar to us. So creators on LinkedIn, like a typical LinkedIn user, is not a person that spends 20 hours per week to create content, right? They have something else to do, and this is just the way to acquire some leads to build their brand awareness, etc. So we started to build features mainly by looking how other people are solving problems that they have with LinkedIn content creation. And that was really funny to watch because, for example, regarding Freeview, this is one of the first things when we realized, okay, so people really have a problem, is that a lot of people came to us and told us, we know that preview is important for LinkedIn. We didn't know how the post will look. We know at that moment that if we edit the post immediately after we post it, probably it will deboost the reach, so it will go down. So what they did is they created groups where they were the only one into the group, and they were posting every post there. Then they would take a phone, they will check how it looks on a phone, and
Mhm.
then they will check how it looks on a desktop, and then then they will make tweaks. Again, they will take a phone, and then again on desktop, and then if it works after a few iterations, then they will post it in the feed. So when you see that somebody really spends 5 to 10 minutes just to figure out that small element, like how the hook will look, how the post will look, you realize that there is a problem.
Mhm.
Right now, with the last feature that we built, like that is the feature that helps people to save post on LinkedIn. That post that they save on LinkedIn, also they save it in AuthoredUp, because when you are starting, and even when you have a network, you know who is a great creator, or it doesn't need to be about like how the content is written, it can be a great content. So you want to save like a really good carousel or video, somebody explaining something that potentially you will use in the future. So when you save it on LinkedIn, it's really hard to find. There is no filter, there is no search.
Mhm.
And then like people get hundreds of saved posts and nothing happens at the end. Nobody even knows how to find them.
Yeah.
So we built that feature in AuthoredUp because like I will tell you what people did. First, you had people that were bookmarking every single post. Insane. Then you have those that are sending posts to email. Again, insane. Then you have special Notion templates that some people are even selling just to collect saved posts. Then you have apps for bookmarking. So you have some folders, etc.
Mhm.
So you literally have 10 different ways how people are saving posts. And then we decided, okay, we are right now going to build it. It will be inside Outer App. It will be much, 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 much easier
Yeah.
to access and to use because people really need it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's packed with a lot of features. One of them was I really liked where one of the creators, Petra Wagner, described how to use the word cloud or something like
Yeah.
that. You said, I think, which represents words, word usage analytics, so you can check the alignment of the words that you use in your post with your mission or with what you want to set. Can you explain that and perhaps show us?
Yes. So basically, the idea is people connect you as a creator with potentially a few words or main points that you are talking about. And then, in order to be assessed with some words, usually you need to use them a lot. So it has to be a topic in your LinkedIn post. You need to mention it, etc. So word cloud is basically representing how people perceive your content in some time period, and
Mhm.
also helps you to understand whether you are talking about stuff you really want to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's like there is a smart algorithm that is basically taking all of your posts in some time period and telling you, okay, so these are the words that you used in the past period the most. And I can show you, it's very simple, however very helpful small feature.
Yeah.
So let me share my screen here. So I just put it for myself, and as you can see, like what am I talking about? I'm mostly talking about LinkedIn. Obviously have a tool about posts, about content, about time, probably saving time, best time to post, etc. About users, data, follow. I know why I'm getting follow, because in almost all of my posts I have like a small at the end like CTA, or a signature that says like follow me for more content like this, and that's why I got follow. And
Mhm.
then PS again, insane hack, works on LinkedIn as well when you want to end or to have double ending in your posts, etc. So build, make, profile, employee, company, like those are the words that I'm using. If you were checking your we will have a totally different
Yeah.
different word cloud.
Yes, I can show it.
Yes.
Let me see. Visual analytics. because but I think it's really useful useful tool, and it tells a lot uh, about. Does it show?
No,
No.
I don't.
Let me see what's. Let's see why this is not working. Perhaps I should put it in another window and it will work.
Yes, 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 yes.
No, it doesn't work. For me, it doesn't work. So,
Share
let's
screen
do-
doesn't work. Like AuthoredUp works just a bit
yeah,
quicker.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, for this to work, is it an add-on that is completely independent, or did you have some APIs or some communication with LinkedIn formally, or is it just public explained uh, how to get the data and
Yeah.
save the data and things like that?
So basically, AutoWrap is a Chrome extension,
Yeah,
and it works. You can imagine it as Grammarly if you are using it,
yeah.
right? So it's on top of the LinkedIn, and it basically talks to Chrome, that it talks to your browser. And that is why, for example, you cannot get data from mobile app or something. So it is not going through marketing API. It is just what you see is basically shown into the Chrome as your browser, and then from there it is taken and shown also in AuthoredUp. And given that we have a no cookie, no automation policy, which means that we are not impersonating you or asking LinkedIn for any data in your name, which
Hmm.
most of the tools are doing. That's why, for example, we don't have auto update of any kind of analytics. But when you see a post in your Chrome, that is when AutoredUp sees it. But we are not pinging their server every hour or every day to
Hmm.
collect new data and to update anything from LinkedIn.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, but this is a great enhancement for the LinkedIn. So I'm wondering, has LinkedIn already reached to you with $10 million offer
No,
to?
no, like
You're
if
still waiting for
someone from LinkedIn is listening to this, like reach out to me.
that.
Yeah, like I'm willing no, to talk to you. No, I think that like there are hundreds of tools for LinkedIn, to be honest. And LinkedIn is a huge, huge, huge platform. It's owned by Microsoft, and they are used to like small tools that are helping here and there with something. You just need to play according to their terms and conditions. So that's why we are not doing automation, because that's against terms and conditions. But basically, I think that LinkedIn potentially, if you go to, for example, Chrome Web Store and put like LinkedIn as a keyword, you will get hundreds, and you will get outered up as well there. But we have communication, call it like that, to Chrome, because you need to, for every extension and every update, you need an approval from Chrome to be able to push it to users.
Mhm.
And regarding LinkedIn, I will just say not yet. I think that we are probably too small for them. And to be honest, like our idea is not to grow and to be too big. So our idea was never to become a unicorn. Our idea is not to, like try to solve every single problem that our ideal customer has with content or with LinkedIn or whatever. We are very specific with what we want to help you with. And then we will try to make like Swiss knife for all of that, right? But at the end, we are prioritizing existing customers. We are prioritizing our ideal customer. We are not going over to enterprises, for example, etc.
So you are 2 years into this project, or how many? So I think your path seems really smooth and really well thought. But from your perspective, would you do something different if you would start it again now?
Yeah, well, you use a pretty good word that says, like, you said seems, and it just seems, I will
Yeah.
say. So Yes, we made a ton of mistakes. First of all, I would say we are, for 2 years, we are working on AuthoredUp, but we are charging for AuthoredUp for the past 7 months. So we had a period when we were building internally, then 13 months in free beta, and then we started to charge. But that is the part that I wouldn't change. Like, I think that the word of mouth and the capacity and community that we build has much greater value than these 13 months that we were in free beta. And just to mention, like, we are fully bootstrapping this. We don't have any investors, and we don't plan to add any investors to our cap table. So what I'll give you like what I would definitely do differently. First of all, at the beginning, we didn't understand what are all the problems that potentially we can solve for our ideal customer. So we had to do a huge rebrand. It's not a rebrand. It's like we literally had to rewrite 70 or 80% of our application at some point,
Mhm.
and that was 5 or 6 months from the moment when we were in already in free beta, and that took a few months, and it was totally insane because you have something, that is not enough. You understand that it cannot scale. Like, we, like, for a whole month we were trying to make it scale, like, but we couldn't.
Mhm.
And then we said, okay, we are literally going to erase and to do again. And we didn't know at that moment whether the UX and the experience will stay the same, or, like, we were very concerned that people won't like the new version. It was called like AuthoredUp 2.0. So that is the part that, like, I was not thinking at all. And that was really the hardest part, I would say, process for us.
Mhm.
Then we made a lot of mistakes that literally cost us money. My co-founder, at some point, like, we had like a special pricing for early adopters for everyone that were in free beta, and then from, I don't know, like 13 September, like, new prices, it was announced, etc. And then what happened is that at some point we were doing like some other tweaks, and we pushed like a version that put the lowest prices to the people. So they would go to the website, they would go to the Outward app, they would say it's like $20 per month. And then when they go to Stripe, like, we will show them $15 and they would pay $15. And then it took us, I don't know, like 2 weeks to to realize that,
Mhm.
because it was like, like, where are these people coming from? Like, earlier beta is, like, everything is done. And then we realized, and we were like, okay, so and we never get back to these people, like, okay, it's our mistake. They are grandfathered in that price as well.
Mhm.
But we had like those kind of issues. But I'm not concerned about it. I'm mostly concerned about those that, when we are not running too fast, like, or fast enough.
Mhm.
That is something that we are right now having two new team members, because we realized we really want to fix more problems for creators as soon as possible. And there is no way that we can internally do it, so we basically had to get a new team member.
So you are four right now?
Five.
Five. Okay.
And so if we are talking about a team in-house, five, then we have consultants. We have machine learning engineer, for example.
Mhm.
We are building like small machine learning models that we plan to add at some point. Right now, they're not available in our startup. We are using it internally.
Mhm.
Then we have, for example, agency that is helping us with SEO and blogs. Great agency, Omnius. If someone is looking for the agency, like, they are the one. And then we have other type of support that is like normal for this kind of a business.
Okay. So, uh, perhaps the team is not that big, but do you have problems with pointing them in the right directions or things like that? How do you handle that?
It's more about how we pick a direction. Like, then they will be in line, because we are still very small.
Mhm.
And for example, we have a great, amazing Eddie, who is our I mean, like his official title, I think, is strategic advisor, but he's much, much more than that. So then we have these discussions all the time, like what is the direction that we need to go to, and it's hard when you have really, really high standards when it comes to the quality of application,
Mhm.
and that whenever we ship something, we everything goes through a lot of tests. Like on this level of startup, like you wouldn't expect this level of quality assurance, call it like that, and compliance and legal, etc. So that's something that we are very into, because we believe that when we ship a feature, or if there is a problem, we need to fix it immediately. So everything stops and we are fixing, and then we move on. And then again, we are having, like, for example, we right now did a stealth release a few days ago, where we enabled like people to save documents in drafts, but we didn't want to do a marketing release. It's coming tomorrow, so this is the first time I'm talking about it,
Mhm.
because we wanted to be sure that everything is stable, that everything works. We didn't have any technical issues with that feature. So right now we are ready to push it to our customers as a marketing release, because then everyone are going to test it out.
Okay, can you tell us of some more amazing features you're thinking of in the future?
Yes. So we I'm not sure what is coming next, because tomorrow we have like I think a 4 hour sprint or something like that, where we are playing AuthoredUp 5.0. So every 3 to 4 months, AuthoredUp gets a huge release. So in the meantime, we are having smaller releases, even though they are not small when it comes to the amount of code and
Mhm.
issues. But like we are trying to move like to these big sprints. The last one was on Christmas last year, so we plan to do it in May. So I'm not sure what is coming. Like I know that what we plan to do is to rebuild the editor part, and some stuff that we are not satisfied with, that we feel that, like, and it's funny because like most of the customers, they want to come to us, it's not a bug, but like the experience is not as we would expect it to be. Like, undo doesn't work as we would expect. We're like those small stuff, but we need to update the whole. Then we are working also with teams, because a lot of employee advocacy teams, companies, even ghostwriters are coming to us and are using AuthoredUp. So we are looking at this type of feature. So, ask me in 7 days. That is when I will know. Like I right now, I really, really don't know. I know that two things are coming, because we have a ton of support tickets on this on these two features and on roadmap. First, best time to post, because we already have built an algorithm, that machine learning algorithm, and basically based on your data will tell you what is the best time and date to post.
Mhm.
And then the follower and connection count, like graphs that are showing how your follower and connections are growing. That is something that is coming, because again, every few days we get at least one support ticket asking us when. But those are not these two big features. Like
Mhm.
like a new version will be much, much bigger than that.
Mhm. Okay. So, if the listeners of this event could help you with something, what would that be?
To install AuthoredUp, we have a free trial, 14 days, no credit card required, and to send me messages, or to send us support tickets with stuff that they think needs to be improved or fixed. So not like, I'm not looking for people to, like, promote, or to, tell me like everything works perfectly well, because we cannot act if we are getting only positive feedback.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me what is bad, what is not working. I love people that fill me looms. I'm like, like, you are my best friend. When I see a loom, we are
Okay.
watching it together. It's insane. Like my
I'm
co-founder,
writing it
he's like,
down.
yes, please. He's like, I can't believe, look at this, look at this. So, and that really pushes us to move, and so anything that we can implement that is according to our rules and terms, and that would help our ideal customer, like that is what we are really, really, really looking for.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
you don't need to buy, like just send me that, like
Yeah.
I'm then you will decide whether it is a good decision for you.
Mhm, mhm. Well, I can say from my experience that is a good decision to start it, because really LinkedIn is kind of okay, like all Microsoft products that are. Let's not talk about that, but
Microsoft products are
yeah,
micro. Yes.
but like it was meant to be like some Spartan, version of the product that gives you a little possibilities to analytics, saving, like you already mentioned, and preview and all this stuff. And I think you fill this gap extraordinarily well, and I really like this product. That's why you're here.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it's a pleasure. Like, I mean, like, I'm still the person that is, I would say, ideal customer of AuthoredUp. Like, I still feel the pain. I still have an issue with consistency. Like I'm still, thinking like whether should I post, like how much time should I spend per post, like when I'm gonna see the result. So, I think that when you can relate and when you are that person, then like solving the problem you're solving also for yourself, and that is a huge, to be honest, like a luck and
Yeah.
opportunity, right?
Yeah.
To be in that position and still be, and
Mm.
that is why I think that Altered Up will in the future versions be even better, because we still feel that there are elements of content creation that are hard
Mhm.
for our customer, but also for anyone that is creating like personal brand. It's hard right now. It's harder than a year ago. A year ago was harder than the previous year, right?
Yeah.
So, and it is going to be harder,
Mm.
and like impressions are going to go down. Like, don't expect that you are going, like to get a virality easily. Content type change all the time. Your offer changes all the time. So there are so much elements that you need to think about, like your ideal client maybe like you right now you are good, you have 5 clients, like after a month like 2 clients say that they cannot work with you. It's not because you are bad, but because they have some other priorities. Like there are so many elements that usually solopreneurs, coaches, founders, agency owners feel and face every day,
Mhm.
and we don't want them to face an issue with content on LinkedIn.
Mhm. Yes, I think there's a wave that you are riding on, that is the artificial intelligence that you're trying to incorporate, and it's great because it can help a lot. But there's still the creators have to have this
Mhm,
authenticity
mhm.
and their voice, and it couldn't um, change that or replace them with the
We are too, I mean, like we are conservative when it comes to AI content generation. We believe that AI help or AI support is something that is positive. But that is why, for example, in Outered Up, you don't have a button that says create a post for me,
yeah.
because at the end we believe that people know what they want to say. Like they have ideas, they have experience, they have data.
Mhm.
AI doesn't have it. However, for them it is hard to express their knowledge, or to express their offer, or to talk about testimonials, or to talk about their jobs. So Outer Up is more, to how to write rather than what to write.
Yeah.
We believe that our customers are very smart people. Like when we read, we have a lot of posts and we are reading them. I go to our admin and I read it like every week, and I'm like, wow, look at these people, what they know.
Mhm.
And sometimes LinkedIn is going to give you some boost and you're going to get impressions. Sometimes you won't have these great results. However, in the longer term, which is 3 to 6 months, to be honest, right now, you can really see, you can really meet your metrics, whatever is your metric, if it is obviously realistic, right?
Mhm.
And then that's why when I talk to people, I always tell them, like, if you are aiming at impressions, that's great, but also LinkedIn changes how they calculate impressions. So it's really, and you don't know when, and they don't know how.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's really hard, to count on something that you do not control. But what you potentially control is engagement, is number of profile views, is number of leads that you are getting inbound, or people that connected with you. They're not maybe leads, but they will become some kind of the opportunity in the future, or people that come to your profile, you check them and you see their ideal clients, and then you reach out to them. But everything at the end, at the beginning, starts with content, but ends usually in DMs, your website, or somewhere else.
Exactly. Exactly. And with the content, this is the tool that helps you really a lot to be consistent, to be present, because I think that's the main problem of us, the creators, to be consistent, and this is the really great tool. So perhaps some final thoughts. I think we are at the end.
I think that authenticity is going to see to be reborn on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And I think that um, if you are thinking about starting to create content, you need to start right now. That doesn't mean that you need to start with and being clueless. You need to start communicating things that you know. So you can talk about how you are doing something, like those are how I post. You can share about some processes that you learned or you heard about. You can share some super interesting stats, or you can even read an article and then write main three things that you learn from a big article or research or something like that. So there are ways to be authentic
Mhm.
and not to sound like GPT and not to sound like any AI model.
Mhm.
So I think that if somebody is thinking about starting, that's right now. Whoever is already creating content, just save a few posts. You don't need to use AuthoredUp, but just save it, like 10 posts that you stopped and you read. You don't need to those that you engaged with. Like, just read and then think why and why I stopped and what got me my attention, because then you will see what kind of content you like, and then you can mirror that type of the content, and I'm sure then you're going to get even better results than with something that you're creating right now.
Well, I would add something that really stick to with me when I was watching the YouTube, and or it was TikTok, I don't know. And one of the creators said, start doing videos, and have in mind that the first 100 will suck. And when I was thinking about that, it was really okay. The same goes for the LinkedIn posts. Everybody's talking, make not think about quantity, but think about quality. But how do you know what is quality if I don't even try?
Yeah.
So don't think about not quality, not quantity, just try, and you'll see, make some iterations, and you'll see what sticks and what makes progress, and what is good for you, where you feel good with what you have written, and expand on that, because you first crawl, then you walk, and then you run.
Yeah, I mean, like, you should see I should publish somewhere like my first post. My brother was the only person that liked and engaged with that.
Yeah.
And that's only because he loves me. Like, really, he didn't care. Whatever I wrote, like, he would engage. But that's the whole point. Like, you really need to train, like, everything, like, you really need to do it, and that's why 3 to 6 months is something that you need. Obviously, there are hacks you can use AuthoredUp, you can use some other tool, you can follow like 10 great creators and then try to get their style. Like there are things that you can potentially do, and especially if you spend more time on LinkedIn, you will start to see some patterns. But you need to find your voice, and
Mhm.
that is something that takes time. You need to find your style again, and then you also need to be comfortable with creating. Like when you open the editor, you're not like, oh my god, I need to create one more post, like I can't believe, like what am I doing?
Mhm.
You need to feel like, okay, so this is something I'm gonna say, this is how I'm gonna say it, and that's it. Push,
Mhm.
schedule, whatever. So you're totally right, like it will suck. But one great thing about it is that nobody, first of all, nobody cares, and secondly, everyone forgets. So after 3 days, whatever you write, like nobody will remember, which is good and bad. Right? That's why you need to reuse your content.
Yeah.
But it really, really does matter, because people are focused on themselves, they are not focused on your post. And in 3 days, whatever you write, even if really, really sucks, nobody's going to remember. So try right now, spend a few months if you think that is a good channel for you,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you will see results.
Yeah, exactly. But that's also something else that is true. One of my coworkers said that LinkedIn is the most fake social media that exists, but I don't think so. I think that's a big difference between X or Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, and that's that on LinkedIn, every creator knows that it's hard to create valuable things, and so appreciates other creators and doesn't just diss everything like on X or on Facebook. If I don't agree with something, and if I have different opinion, I set it in the polite way, uh, or I don't say anything. I don't agree. I scroll up
Yes, you
to the
pass.
other.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that, LinkedIn is the only B2B social network.
Hmm.
And that is why it is different, because it more looks like you're connected mostly with people that you work with or you want to work with, right?
Yeah.
So it's a totally different mentality of creators, because at the end, what they express there, their clients, potential clients, teammates, whoever is important in business is going to potentially see it, comments or posts, etc. And I think that also, on one side, that is making more pressure for anyone that is creating on LinkedIn rather than posting personal stuff, right?
Hmm.
On X or Facebook or TikTok, wherever. But I also think that LinkedIn is a, I love it.
We have a quality control.
Yeah, yes, yes. And I think that also on LinkedIn, people are more polite. Yes, people say, "Oh, there is a lot of cringe, there is a lot of fakeness. This is not Facebook. I don't want to see your pictures with your family." It's okay, but at the end, you control. LinkedIn puts you in very defined bubble, to be
Hmm.
honest. And then if you scroll and pass through posts that you don't like, you won't see them anymore. They have a really good algorithm, right?
Hmm.
So at the end, you need to invest energy to get to new creators, because you're all the time getting those that you already agree or are into by LinkedIn algorithm seen as important to you by any kind of a communication. So I think that that is why you can control your feed, and you can see only people that you care. You can engage with people that you care, and those that you don't care, you really don't want to spend time on
Absolutely.
LinkedIn engaging.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for a pleasant session, and I hope we'll repeat it in a few months.
Why not?
So you'll share some new features that will go on. And for everybody who listen to us next Tuesday, I'm hosting Pablo Diaz, who will tell how to revolutionize your health with personalized artificial intelligence help. So, see you on Tuesday.
I will be there listening for sure.
Yeah.
See you.